How am
Are
I
you
You
gonna
know
gonna
be
every
able to
single member of the
contemplate what a
Federal Reserve?
person looks like?
No. Just let him finish. Let him
Yo,
finish.
that's crazy, bro.
Pastor,
I asked
Pastor,
you a
am I allowed
question.
to speak
No,
now?
no, I
Hold
did
on,
finish. I asked you a question. Are you going to answer it, or are you
all right,
going to,
Pastor,
or are you going to try
Pastor.
to think that I forgot
No,
and try to
Pastor, I
talk
want to
around it and talk about something
go
else?
ahead.
No, just tell
Yeah,
me
I'm
you
not
don't want
trying
to
to talk
answer it.
about.
No, tell me you
Yeah,
don't want to
Pastor,
answer it. Don't try to play games and then talk about something else
I'm
and
not
say
trying
I'm
to
not
play
letting you
games.
speak
Listen,
because I'm cutting you off because you're not answering the question.
no, Pastor, you cut me off with the question. I was speaking. I waited. Let me
Are
tell
you
you
going
something.
to
I
answer the
waited
question
30
or not?
minutes
You
to
just
speak.
tell me you don't want to answer
And then
it.
when I started talking, you cut me
Okay, you're
off
not going to answer
with the
it. Keep,
question
go
and
ahead.
wanted to Google
I'm just
something
going to listen.
that has nothing to do with what I'm talking to you about. So allow me to just say what I have to say. Allow me to just say what I have to say. Because I really wanted to respond to this point. I thought you were going to allow people to engage, but obviously, if it's not your idea, nobody can finish. I respect that. It's your panel. You don't have to let anybody say what they have to say. It can be all your ideas and nobody else's. That's fine. You can run it however you want. The way
It's just that he's saying,
Space, please don't interrupt me, brother. I respectfully, man, just allow me to finish this.
go ahead.
Respectfully, please. All right? I talk to black people all the time. I volunteer time. I've worked with community initiatives. I've done community equity projects. I've helped to build black communities. I've helped people to buy black churches so that they can turn around and build community around their churches. I've helped black people to buy mosques so that they can build communities around their mosque and then done financing for the whole thing. I'm going to tell you the single biggest issue I have when I try to talk to black people about finance and I try to explain something to them. They do not want to hear any information that is going to tell them that the responsibility is theirs, that they can have what they want. If I explain that to them, they will fight with me, not all black people, but there's always black folks that do this. They will fight with me about the white man. They will tell me that the boogeyman white man is going to keep them from buying houses, is going to keep them from getting business loans, is going to keep them from buying commercial business, is going to keep them from doing it. They can talk to a black man that owns multiple properties. I retired myself in my 40s through my investments. I am done, bro. And I try to teach
Wisdom,
other black
I
men how to do
appreciate
the same
everything
thing.
you're saying.
And
Can
the
we get
problem
back to
that
the
I run
topic,
into,
though?
Pastor, is that whenever
Wisdom,
I try to talk to
wisdom,
black people
wisdom. I
about
want to get back to the
finances,
topic a
they
little
don't
bit,
want to
though.
hear
Right.
it. What they want to do
I do
instead
want to
is
hear
talk about what the
wisdom.
white man has
Wisdom,
done
Wisdom, you
and
wasting your
how we
time. If
can't
you're
get
not
it.
speaking victim politics, you don't want to hear it,
No,
bro.
it's not
Yeah,
victim
y'all don't want to
politics.
hear
We're
it.
here to talk about what
And
happened
that's why
with
when I
this
hear
woman
our women
and
say that
black
black
women.
men are
If
buck
you don't want to
broken,
talk
and
about
I
that,
hear our
that's
women say,
cool.
"Oh
I'd
well,"
rather you just
that
say
that's
that.
why
Now,
when I hear our
I
women
want to
say
hear
that
this
shit,
man speak.
it used to piss me
Go to
off.
his live,
But
Sammy
now I
Pickney.
understand what they're talking about.
Fuck.
I'm
There
not
is nothing
obviously
weaker
answering you,
than a
girl.
man who
Um,
won't take responsibility for his own life. Nothing is weaker
amen.
than a man who won't take responsibility for his own life.
Amen.
Nothing.
That's
Blaming
right.
that
We're
on
not
white
talking
people and
about
acting like you
wisdom.
need a
We're not
white man to
talking
That's
That's
about
right.
not
provide
men.
even
for
We're
the
you to
talking
step
about
up
topic.
black
as a
women.
provider,
That's right.
for you to create security.
Wisdom. At some point, we got to be able to pull you back and be able to talk about the topic. You're going off on tangents. When I was trying, it's my job as the host to direct the conversation. When I was trying to direct the conversation with you, you were getting defensive and arguing. This doesn't only happen with you, happens with black women, happens with black men. So just like you say, you try to talk to black people and they don't want to do it and this, I'm experiencing the same experience that you're talking about with you. And I think it's because we're black, and I think we just don't respect each other. And I think we have all these contrary ideas about what it is to be black that we can't even come together on anything to unite to do anything that we need to do for ourselves because we're so busy either one trying to prove that we're better than one another, right? That happens a lot, you know. We're putting our accomplishments over each other. We hear women talking about their degrees, how they're better than men.
Who's our biggest enemy?
Then we have men that come on here and do the same. So, like, I respect everyone in their accomplishments and everything they've done. I appreciate that wisdom. And people, as black people, we need to hear positive things. And people that are black that are doing great things. However, if you could somehow come back at some point to being able to tie it back into the prompt and talk about this that we're talking about today, it would make it a lot smoother, and then it would make my job easier because I don't have to keep reining you in and saying, hey, that's cool, but can we get back to the topic? Deal?
Yeah, just saying, man. We gotta take responsibility for ourselves as men. And there's no white man that's gonna stop you, Vaster, from being as successful as you want to be. You can own homes, you can own property, you can own real estate, you can retire, you can create security for your women, for your children. It is a personal choice, and the difference between where you are and where you want to be is information. It's not white people.
Thank you.
And we have to change how we look at this stuff so that we can let go of the bull crap and just get where we're supposed to get as men. Culturally, we have a culture that stops us from taking advantage of this information, engaging in this
Pastor,
information,
didn't you say
and
that's
just
not the topic?
cooperating at a high level.
It's not the topic, but
Because
he,
people
he
are
can't
addicted.
compute
You
it.
don't
I
have
know
any
what to do.
self-regulation.
I don't want
Wisdom,
to offend
you
him.
wasting your time.
I don't
You
want
wasting
to
your time,
offend
bro.
him.
Don't,
He's,
Y'all have
he's,
no
don't waste your time on
self-regulation.
I
information
don't
that
want
people
to
that can't
offend
hear
him.
you,
He's
bro.
a good guy, and I
That's
actually
so
like him, and I
sad.
feel bad that I cut him off.
This is so
But I don't.
sad.
But he's not staying on topic, and he's making my job harder because I have to keep having a
Not
conscious
staying on
about
topic because he's
stopping
not
him and
agreeing
saying,
with
"Hey,
you?
can we talk about
But,
the topic?" But
he
he's not listening.
he did say
He's
that
not
we're all,
listening.
you
Just
know,
like
we
the
have to take
people he said in his
No, we
story.
get it.
He
No,
just
we
gave us
understand,
a
Not
sir.
staying
story
on
about how
topic because
black
he's not
people don't
agreeing with
listen,
you?
and then I just
say
sat
we
here
have
and
to
I
take
told him,
responsibility as
and
a
he's
culture,
not
though.
listening.
Listen,
He's not listening.
we respect your panel and wisdom. You can't give information to people who can't hear it, bro. Don't waste your time.
Hey, panel man,
We don't want to have. We don't need to hear
we
about
I would love
victimize
to hear
ourselves.
Wow.
wisdom. And if
Telling
he goes
niggas
on live.
to basically pull themselves up by the bootstraps in a system that is designed against us. But like the host said, that's not even the topic.
Okay,
It's
Karma,
not.
Harmony,
Black
where did
capitalism
this, where
isn't
did
going to save us.
Yeah,
where did this
Let me try
start?
to let me try to bridge it. Let me try to
Can you
bridge
go
it
on
real
live?
quick.
I would love to hear
you
your
don't
Guys,
understand
let me
the
try to
system
bridge
well
it.
enough to qualify
Well, no, let
or
me not try to
disqualify
bridge it.
whether or
Let's
not
do
it is
this.
for or
Instead of trying to
against
bridge
equality.
it, I don't want it to be the me show. Let's go to little Malcolm. Little Malcolm, do you agree with the wisdom? I'm assuming you're gonna say yes, right? Go ahead, tell us why you agree with Malcolm with the wisdom.
Yeah, he was all over the place, so I really couldn't listen to him. I really was trying to answer the prompt
Oh, okay.
because he
Okay.
was just off of the topic. So I was just like, what is going on? So I don't want to give my response, and I don't really know what he was trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask somebody
All
else
right.
how they felt because I don't want to be unfair. Maceo, you just came up
Maceo.
here on the page. Do you agree with wisdom or?
I don't disagree. I don't agree with him, and ironically, the Department of Justice disagrees with him. I'm looking at their website right now, and in October 2021, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland and Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark announced the launch of the Combating Redlining Initiative. The initiative is tackling redlining, a discriminatory practice where lenders deny or
Exactly.
avoid or providing mortgages or other credit services to neighborhoods based on the race or national origin of the residents of those neighborhoods. Since
Who allowed
2021,
that to happen?
since 2021, the Justice Department has resolved redlining matters across the country, including in Houston, Memphis, Philadelphia, Newark, Los Angeles, and Columbus. So either the Justice Department is lying or wisdom is lying.
Okay. Don't
I think
respond yet,
Winston's
wisdom.
lying.
Don't respond. No one
So,
respond. Hold on.
Don't
I'm gonna go
waste
to
your
each
time, bro.
person
They
individually.
can't hear
I'm
you.
gonna go to each person individually. Hold on.
can I say something?
Let's go to space. Space. Do you agree with
All
wisdom?
right. Yeah, I agree with wisdom.
And
And
tell us
I want
why.
to go to the beginning of the issue that you guys are steady stuck on about
Good.
us being the victims and us being oppressed all the time. Like from the
Okay.
beginning of this, you know, we controlled ourselves from the beginning, and then when they came in with their invasion, they tricked black people into agreeing with them and selling black people out. Then when the slavery thing happened, you had house slaves, house niggas that we call them. Then you had field niggas. So it was always a black man doing a black man wrong in every situation to get to this point.
Right.
Even today, it's the same thing. that we're dealing with right now.
Just listen.
We're dealing with the
guys,
same.
Guys, you don't have to. You don't have to respond to what he's saying. Just listen. You can say right.
Right.
Noise,
And this
you're
is
good.
facts. So I'm not even going to sell my opinion. I'm just going to give you the facts because this is even the history. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning, we were always been our own victimization. We caused our own victimhood. And then when others do it, we look at them because it's a different race doing it. It's something wrong. Just like today, when we kill ourselves, it's nothing about Black Lives Matter. But when the white man kills us, it's Black Lives Matter. So all I'm trying to say is that it's the same thing from the beginning. This has been going on from the start. And now we're trying to sit here and trying to make it a big thing about the other groups doing us wrong. But we've always been doing ourselves wrong. Just like you were saying, Mr. Panel Man, we always want to compare ourselves to each other. We want to bring each other down for our successes and all this stuff you was mentioning. It's the same thing, bro. We got to take responsibility, just like Wisdom was saying. As a culture, we have to start looking out for each other. Okay. Just like we have 8% millionaires out of a 14% culture. That's a lot. It's a little compared to other races.
No.
Hold on. Let me say something. It's a little compared to the other races.
Never mind. You're not gonna listen.
Okay. However, I'm sorry. Let me land, big bro.
You good.
How you ain't gonna let me land? All right, go ahead. I said enough anyway.
Yeah, you. I think we got understand where you're coming from, Sammy.
Hello.
What you feel about what Wisdom said?
No, I'm in agreement with him, of course. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy to get to those things because it's not going to be easy because we already know the green was against us from the start. But we can still get there. I'm a believer in God, and I do believe that God would help us to get whatever that we desire in our hearts.
Sam, can I have a conversation with you? Sound like a person.
That's all I have to say.
He sounds like a person I can have a conversation with. Sammy, in order for us to have to overcome it to still get what we are, you have to acknowledge that there's a problem, correct?
Of course. I'm not saying there's no problem.
Right, so what is the problem?
The problem is how this world, how we as Black people in our history, how it is now for us, and what happened in the past. We cannot change the past, right? And so I'm not saying racism.
What happened in the past?
Slavery. We know that our black people was enslaved.
Okay, so, and are you telling me that in current times there's no type of oppression, there's no type of discrimination against us? Cool,
no, I do not believe that. Cool. Of course I believe the oppression.
But that's literally what Wisdom was saying.
Sammy, hold on, Sammy. You don't fully agree with Wisdom because Wisdom, I asked him, he said there wasn't any. So maybe you weren't paying attention. Maybe you should have been disagreeing. Maybe you should have been disagreeing with. Now you're getting defensive. I'm just saying this. Maybe you should have disagreed with him on that point instead of just going along with everything he said. Because if you were paying attention, I asked him if he believed that Black people were going. I first asked him if Black men were undergoing oppression. He said no. Black women. Then I said Black men. He said no. Then he said he doesn't believe there's any oppression. And it's only us making bad decisions. So if you missed all of that, then you didn't understand.
No, I didn't miss all of that.
Viewpoint in this whole logic, because that's what his whole viewpoint and logic was saying, is that we don't have anyone that's against us right now. It's just ourselves. That's what he said. What you're saying is different. You're saying is that we have people against us, but we can overcome that. I agree with that. Totally agree with that.
Right, and that was my point. Is that I did not agree with him when he said that there was no oppression, but it was later on in his statements. There's some things I did agree with him on, but with that specific
you should have told him when he was on the panel.
I did not believe. I was allowing people to speak. I'm just listening.
You was
when you did have a chance to speak, you were just taking a side. So if
you were like, yes.
Yeah, because I do believe that we can I do believe that we can get those things. We can get a house. We can be. It's been
agree with that.
examples
Me
after
too. But you
examples.
have to
Can I
acknowledge.
say
You have to
something?
That was
acknowledge the
not the point of
obstacles. You
contention.
can't pretend like they don't
Exactly.
exist.
But I totally forgot that he even said that. So because we are
No.
Because you
then
were
moved
too
on
busy
to a
being
whole
a
different
pick me
point
girl.
at that point. And
now
so
you
when I
think
was
you're
You don't have
agreeing
to
with
name
him
call.
on,
You don't have
so
to name call. Come on, guys. So it's not name call.
but I'm just telling you
That
right
man
now,
said
since
that
it's
race
my
plays no
turn,
role in you getting a loan. That's what he
since it's
He
said.
didn't
my
say
turn to
that.
speak, since it was
We
my
have
turn to speak,
we've
Yeah, but
had
please let her
problems with
speak. Let her
every
speak. Let her speak. Let her
single
speak.
thing
Let her
in this
speak.
country.
Hold on. Let her speak. Let her speak. Go ahead.
thank you. I do believe, yes, that the grain is against us. There's no way that we cannot see that. Obviously, we feel that every day when we go to work, every day when you see people walk past and they pass judgment on us. I do believe that. And I do believe that us black women can go against us black women also. And so
Agree.
a lot of things is against us. A lot of
I
things
agree.
is
I just
against
don't
us
think
black
you're.
women.
I just, based on what you said, you're not your biggest enemy. You can go against yourself. However, you don't have the true means and power to truly, like, let's say you wanted to oppress little Malcolm up there, right? You don't. You don't. You don't have the means to truly oppress her, no matter how much you don't like her.
I
But
think it
guess what?
depends on the
But
topic
guess.
though,
But
because
guess.
I'm here
But guess
talking about
what?
the relationship
But
of
guess
this
what? No, in
woman.
order to oppress someone, you have to be above someone. That's what I'm saying. You can't be, if it's you, you're at the same level as yourself. You can't oppress yourself. Only someone who is above you can oppress you. That's the whole definition. That's why I said from the beginning what he was saying didn't make any sense because he's saying black women. I asked him, I said, so how do you think black women are oppressing themselves? You know, you black women can oppress themselves because it has to be someone that's doing better than they are to be able to oppress you. It can't if we're at the same level, we're peers. It's just back and forth if we're peers, right? But if someone's above
Mental
you
slavery.
and they control they control your housing, they control where you live, where you go to school, what you learn in school, what you eat, what you think, what you see on TV from the time of early. That is the definition of people who have the power to oppress you, not someone who's on equal standing with you and who's your peer.
So
Okay, I'm done speaking. It's okay.
Can I
Hope
say
I made that
something?
clear. A black woman can't
Alright.
oppress herself. She can not love herself. She can mistreat
No,
herself. Can't oppress her just based off the definition of the word oppress. Let's go to Sadie. Sadie, you there?
Yes, yes. I just wanted to answer the prompt. I just had an opinion on the prompt, and it was
Yeah.
who is the black woman's biggest enemy? In my
Space,
opinion, I
man.
think it's
Space,
black.
you gotta mute. Yeah.
My opinion, I think it's black men. I'm not basing this off of anything. Well, I'm basing this off of multiple different experiences
Sadie,
that
you kind of cutting out.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Yeah. I'm basing
Oh,
this
yeah.
off of multiple experiences that I have noticed that it is black men. I'm not saying that every black man tears black women down. I do know some wonderful black men, but from what I've seen, it seems to be a trend that they do tear black women down the most. I've seen, cases of black men being violent towards their own women and stuff like that. I just based off the prompt, that's just what I believe. Yeah, I mean, just based off of the experiences that I've seen from other people, what I've experienced myself, I believe that it is black men.
Okay. Does anyone want to respond to that, or are we gonna go?
You'd rather be in
No,
in the
it's
woods
not
with a
black
bear
men.
than a black
That's
man.
a that's
Hold
a
on.
normal.
Space
Hold on,
started
that's a
talking
normal
first.
typical.
Wait, hold on, little Malcolm. Space started talking first, so just let him land, and you can go next.
It's a quick land.
But try not to
you'd
be
rather.
super long, Space. Try to
No, it's
make
gonna
it
be
a
very
minute,
short.
a quick,
It's just a
snappy
quick
response. Go ahead.
question. Then. So you'd rather be in the woods with a bear than a black man, right?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not spacing this off of what I would rather do. I'm just saying based off of what I have observed, that is what I believe.
You'd rather
Yeah,
be
I'm
in
not
the
saying
woods
that
with
all
a
black
white
men.
man
I'm
over
not
a
saying
black
that
man,
all. I'm not
right?
saying that all black men or the enemy, because there are some wonderful black men out there. Like, there's good people in every race. I'm just saying that based off of what I've
That black men are
observed.
the black woman's biggest enemy, is what you're saying.
Yes.
That's
Let
a
her
general
finish.
statement.
You doing what you were doing to me. Let her finish.
Yeah, I do believe that I often do notice that a lot of black men do tear black women down. It could be for a lot of different reasons. It could be based off of our stereotype of what I could know to be our stereotype, or based off of how we act.
Where did the
or maybe
stereotype come
something-
from?
The stereotype came from the media, and so also it could have came from behavior that people witnessed in person.
From the media.
It could be
So who
it came
controls
from
the
the media
media?
and the behaviors that. But I think it's mostly comes from the media, because I
Who
do
controls
notice
the
that a lot
media?
of
Black
stuff.
men? Who controls the media? Black men?
No, the media does. It's white men. It's the white people who control most of the media.
And then you just said it
So-
could be based off behavior. So you're saying there's black women that actually exhibit these negative stereotypes? I don't believe that.
Yeah, I believe that there are black women who exhibit these negative stereotypes, but that doesn't mean that
So
all
what
of
makes
them
you
act
any
that way.
different than those men if you're saying that these things exist?
Because one is rooted in oppression, the other is not.
This is based off the prompt that who is black woman's biggest enemy, and I'm saying that it is black men.
But you just
I'm
tore
not
down
saying
black
it's based
women.
off of how
But
we're
Sadie,
acting, not
but
based off of
Sadie.
how we're acting. You're deflecting it based
Sadie.
off of how
You just
black
tore
women
down
are
black
acting.
women saying there's black women that fit these stereotypes.
No, she didn't.
She
You
literally
asked me
just
a
said it's
question
based
and
off
I answered
behavior.
it. You asked me a question
She
and I answered
literally
it. I
said
didn't say
it could be.
unprovoked.
She's literally said
you
it could
asked
be
me a
based
question.
off people seeing these
Black men-
behaviors in black women.
Black
That's
men
what
is
she
not the
said.
problem.
Hey, hold on. We can't all talk at the same time. Like, what's his point? I'm trying to hear.
She said it could also be based off people seeing these behaviors in black women.
That's true.
That's what she said.
That's true.
So what is different between you and those men?
So what
Why
are
are
you
we
trying to get her to
comparing the
say that
difference?
black
Why are we
women?
comparing the difference? The prompt has nothing to do about
Yeah,
black
she's
women.
No,
answering
it
the
does.
prompt.
No, Sadie, just answer the question because you said it.
So you're asking me what is the difference between both of us?
You
Systemic power.
said it could also be people seeing black women
Answer
displaying
for her.
these behaviors. That's where the stereotype comes from. You said that.
Okay, yes, you asked me and I'm answering your question.
Maceo,
There are some people.
Maceo,
Maceo.
I'm watching. Maceo, hold on.
Maceo.
She's filibustering. She's not going to answer it. She's just trying to buy time to make you forget and pivot to another point and hope that you forget.
Well, he's asking
Cool, I heard
questions
your
that aren't
point.
relevant to the prompt. You asked
You-
me. Well, the
The
prompt
questions
is
were
who
about
is.
what you said in regards to the prompt, but it doesn't matter. You don't want to answer it. He's already
I
made
don't
his
think
point.
she understands.
I think he
the
made a
question,
very good
Nelson.
point, and I'm actually going to adopt that in my thinking when I'm having conversation. That was a good one, Maceo. That was
Maceo.
good. That was good.
He's making you Latino.
Yeah, I'm
But-
not.
Saying Maceo.
I think the issue is I think the issue is that she's just trying to answer the prompt, and he's trying to get her to. It sounds like you're trying to get her to say that then black women are the biggest enemy if she thinks black men are the biggest enemy, and if these black women are maybe in these stereotypes, then they must be their own enemy. Is that what you're
Harmony.
trying to
Yeah,
say?
he's deflecting
Harmony.
the
She,
situation.
Maceo.
because
before I said
answered
any,
Let him
all I,
answer the question. Let him answer the question. What? Go ahead.
Harmony. I asked her who controls the media. She went on to say it could also be black women do exhibit these behaviors, which is where the stereotype comes from. I didn't put that in her mouth. She said that. So if she really believe, can I finish? So if she
Yeah.
really believes part of the problem is black women fit these stereotypes, what makes her different than those evil black men who think just like her?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So in the end, she's basically saying that black women
That's
are
not what you're
our
saying,
own biggest
Harmony.
enemy. Yes. Who?
That is what you're
Why are you
saying?
telling me what I'm saying?
Oh, my bad. Maybe you
I'm
were saying
I'm
that.
trying to decipher what they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
Maceo, with that question and the way she responded, is in at the end of the day is saying that basically black women and black men are our biggest enemy. If you're saying
No,
that
that's
black
not what
women
he's
make
saying.
these stereotypes,
No, because I don't
that's
believe
not
in
what
any of those
Marcelo is saying.
stereotypes.
I'm talking about her.
Oh, yeah.
Come
say
on,
it.
her. I don't think she realizes that's what she's saying without
No.
saying it.
Yeah.
No,
You're saying
you
that
missed
black
it.
women.
No, you missed it. No, Harmony. That's not
I
what.
did
That's
not
not
miss
what happened.
anything.
Man.
No, Harmony
Stop
is saying
it,
that
you
she
did.
doesn't realize that she's agreeing with the stereotype.
Correct.
Yes, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what you didn't get.
Bastard, you missing it, tell us we missing it, damn it. You know what?
What you so mad about?
They're just saying, I'm just saying that you had asked me, where does the stereotype
Look,
come
we gotta
from? I
get off
said the
this.
media,
We heard
and
the point.
other
You're not
people
gonna
may perceive
acknowledge-
it based off of
Say-
behavior
say
that they could have
No,
seen.
you're not going to acknowledge it at this point. Let's just leave it
Hold
alone.
on.
But how does her repeating that change anything? Because
No,
you're
don't let
saying
her
that the
go somewhere.
stereotype could come from
'Cause she's
people
not gonna
observing certain
acknowledge it.
black
Just leave it
women.
alone. Just leave it alone. You made your point. I heard you. Everyone else in here heard the point. She's not going to acknowledge it. She knows she was wrong.
Just think that you're personally upset that I said that it was black men that are our own worst enemy.
You
I
also
think
said
that's
that
just you're upset about that.
You also said black women are fitting these stereotypes too.
Said it could be observed that other people may think the stereotype is coming from them fitting that behavior. That doesn't mean that necessarily is true. I'm saying that
Man, if
basing it
they're
off of an
displaying the
outside point
behavior,
of view.
if they're displaying the
Saudi,
behavior,
best
how
thing
is
you
it
do
not
can
true?
Change the subject. The best thing you can do is change the subject.
So do you believe in respectability politics, Sadie?
Yes.
Oh, that's a problem.
Oh, see, there we go. Yeah, just like those goofy black men you're talking about, they also believe that. That's why they view certain black women as ghetto, hostile, aggressive, blah, 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 because they're not fitting the white respectability politic. But you don't see how your mentality feeds into the same thing you're criticizing black men for.
I didn't criticize black men. I answered the prompt.
Ma'am, criticism doesn't mean negative. I think that is true what you said about a lot of black men, but you also believe the same thing those black men do. You just don't realize you're part of the problem.
I don't really believe that it could be all like to be black. We're generalizing black women, but you're saying that I could be part of the problem based off of
generalize black men. You just said that you
generalize black men.
Yeah.
This is based off of what I'm just based off of what I observed.
She did say not all. She did say not all.
Well, everybody
I did say
does
not all.
that.
I said this is based off what I observed. I did say there were some
Harmony,
good
you
black
know
men
people
out
say
there.
not all to be politically correct, though.
Not all, but you said that black men are the biggest enemy to black women. But then you say not all. I don't even get that, to tell you the truth. I just can't even seem to
saying not all black men are bad.
But the black men she's experienced.
Well, then you can't just say black men are the biggest enemy. Then that's your black men that you experienced. That's not to the general population of black women.
We could say that black men that fit the stereotype of trying to acquiesce to white society that oppresses black women are black women's enemy, but it comes from white people. That's where these stereotypes and narratives came from. And idiot black men that internalize anti-blackness are an enemy to the black community and black women. That's a more concise way to say what you said. You just made a blanket statement about black men based off of bias. And then when you get pushback, you're confused.
Right, come on, you can't just put us in that kind of category. We love our black women, and that's real.
No, you don't. You don't even love yourself because you agreed with wisdom.
What do you mean I don't?
You agreed with wisdom.
These comments are getting real racist.
What I'm saying is we need to be.
I'm gonna
tell me I don't love my black woman.
Sir, if you agree,
you absolutely. You don't even let us finish our points. How you love us?
I've been letting you finish, but you was the one that initiated the not letting people finish.
Sir,
like you initiated that.
You agreed with wisdom. You agreed with wisdom, who tried to downplay and ignore structural racism that affects black people in terms of financial services. So you cannot love black women because black women would also be people who are affected by redlining, right?
Yes,
but you agreed with wisdom, who said this does not happen at all. That's no different than white people who say, well, racism isn't really happening to black people.
He didn't say
y'all are all the same nigga, bro.
He just named his own field.
Sir, was he wrong? Was he wrong?
It does happen because
he wasn't 100% right, nor was he.
Can I give some stats?
Hold on.
Even when it comes to real estate,
he wasn't
finances.
Hold up. No yelling. We got a couple people having. We got Tom.
If he was wrong.
I got you. We got Tom up there at the top, and then we got Faith. Tom, who is the black woman's biggest enemy?
Well, it depends. It could be themselves, but I want to talk about the breaking news. The lieutenant governor unalived. He's a black man, former lieutenant governor, unalived his wife and himself. So it depends. In a relationship, it could be a man. It doesn't matter what color.
Lieutenant governor of where?
All right, let's go to Faith. Faith?
Hey, yeah.
Who is the black woman's biggest enemy?
Well, according to census data from 2025, the leading cause of unaliving of black women in the United States is heart disease, accounting for about 20% of all unalivings. So, if you want to take it literally, it would be heart disease.
Faith, hold on, Faith.
White women.
How? Oh goodness. Hey, let's guys chill out for a second. How I want you to answer the question is kind of how the question is written. It says black woman, so we're talking about a gender, and we're talking about a race and a gender. I would like you to answer the question in that way as well, with a race and a gender, because people are responsible for how people turn out, right? It's people, So, anyways, go ahead.
I mean, I can't equate it to a specific race or gender. There are many reasons, that lead to.
How can you attribute heart attacks to a certain race or gender like black women?
Many ways. Food deserts, lack of nutritional education.
So then why can't you?
And who causes that?
Then why can't you attribute a race or a gender to someone who would be a black woman's enemy?
Why are there food deserts in
because
black
why do we have
communities?
to attribute it to a person?
You don't want to blame
It's a
your
simple
granddaddy.
thing. I mean,
That's why.
How does a food desert
I feel like it's an important thing to talk about.
Faith, I didn't ask you for a person. I asked you for a group. You were okay with speaking on black women and saying that their biggest enemy was heart attack, but you just used the gender and race.
Heart disease.
Heart disease. You just said you just used gender and race. You acknowledged and you attributed something to them. Now, when I'm asking you to attribute a gender and race to the actual person who's causing those problems or as an enemy to her, now you don't acknowledge gender or race, but the whole question is gender or race.
How do you attribute societal factors to a gender and race? That doesn't make sense.
The biggest makes a lot of sense.
Is the women's health. So I don't. No one's willing to have the tough conversation that will actually save lives.
But not recognize the fact that it's your ancestors, Miss Pilgrim, who got us this way. Get it the F together. I gotta censor myself, daggone it.
Yeah, and then she brings up food deserts, but doesn't talk about how black communities become food deserts.
Right. Why are there food deserts? Why is there a food shortage? Why are these things happening? That guy Wisdom that was talking about the 20 years that he was in finances, and that it's two things can be can actually be true. In that, when he was talking about all his processes in the past 20 years, and he was trying to give people education, and he was trying to, do well for the community and teach people. Yes, that is necessary for the community to build the education in that realm. But what he was ignoring was that in those 20 years that he's been doing that, I'm going to give you stats because, Pastor, you like the stats. So, for instance, in May 2015, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development announced that Associated Bank had agreed to a $200 million settlement over redlining in Chicago and Milwaukee.
Yep.
In rejecting mortgage applications for Black and Latino applicants. In excuse me, sorry, I have a cold. In September of 2015, the United States Department of Justice announced a $33 million settlement with Hudson City Savings Bank, which services New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. Who were they avoiding granting mortgages to? Latinos and Black Americans. In 2023, City National Bank agreed to pay $31 million to resolve allegations of redlining from 2017 to 2020. And now they've moved to digital redlining, which is a big thing in 2025. Studies are now showing that communities of color and low-income households continue to lag in accessing high-speed internet, as exacerbating social and economic divides. So those two things could be happening. He could be, outsourcing and doing all those things for the community, yes. But the system of oppression, which is what he was ignoring, those things exist. And we've had finances. We had Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had Black Wall Street. What happened? It got burned down. So he wasn't acknowledging the violence that's perpetrated over and over and over again. Black people are continuing to come up. We are continuing to fight the oppression, but they are beating us down with the fire, with the rain, with everything. So all those things need to be acknowledged. You can't base it just off your experience. Like, It has to. You have to look at the societal conditions and the political, social, like effects that the system has on us.
Let's
chime in on that?
Response. Yeah, let's hear the response
All
back
right.
from
Yeah.
you, but don't get lost in it. We got a couple of new people on the panel I want to introduce.
Yeah.
We got one new guy.
The Black Wall Street. We had the Tulsa. We had a whole lot of things going on. Yet every time those things go on, no black unity steps up. No fight happens. We just sit there and watch it happen. When we got guns, we got this. Even with Haiti, they stood up and fought a whole country. They fought a whole nation.
We have the Black Panthers. We'd have the same thing. They shoot them.
Listen. You cutting me off? Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah. So but this is what I'm saying though. It's just one group. We need the nation.
One group.
These people come in a nation.
Can we try to get to
one group?
Yeah, I got you.
But
let's try to get to the other dude. You should be able to make your point like within a minute's time. So we can get to the next person. It should be she talked for a long time though. So it's like it's cool, but guys, let's try to keep it conversational. None of us have been doing it.
I'm done.
Okay, let's get to what is that? Kumba?
All right.
Good morning. What's down with y'all?
What's happening?
I'm chilling. The biggest enemy of black women is the Western civilization. All racist white people. They're the biggest threat to the black woman because they got a plot every day to try to take the black woman down, whether it's by taking down the black man, they take down the whole black family. The couple of little homicides of black men unaliving black women, that's a bad problem, but that's very small, to say that the black man is the biggest enemy. Always look at your United States government when they remove programs like DEI, affirmative action, when they're trying to take out parts of the constitutions amended and all that. All this is an attack on black people, and people have to see it like that. When they come with all this propaganda to make us fight against each other, that's all attacks from the enemy. The individual situations of the homicides of black men and black women, that's individual. But we talking about when you got an enemy, they sit back and they plot on you. And they figure out ways how to destroy you. Even like the lady Faith was talking about with the heart attack problem, all that's caused by Western civilization. They figure out ways to manipulate what type of foods you get. They play with the food. Like you got Bill Gates right now, he making all this fake meat and they put that in stores, and I can guarantee you, if we go do some scientific study, I bet most of that meat gonna come into stores where a lot of black people shop at. You know what I'm saying? All this fake meat that's gonna cause cancer. We got a high rate of black women getting more breast cancer now. This all caused by the government. And everybody got to open their eyes up and start seeing. Don't see yourself as American. See yourself as black. Because you got to understand, you cannot be part of the enemy. And that's our biggest problem, that we is becoming part of the enemy. We can't forget the history. That's why they're trying to erase history out of school. Like, erase the slave days out of school. Why would you think they do that? Because now they want to attack our black boys and girls. If they can erase what happened, then they can start doing some of the things they used to do to them. They can't really do it to us, but they can do it to the ones coming after us if they erase the history. So that's our biggest enemy, black man and black woman. It's going to always be the racist Western civilization.
That's not a person, because when I said white supremacy, I was told that's not a person, so name a person.
I get him. Can I go in?
But I'm trying to figure out. Space just said that we just been sitting idly by doing nothing. So the original CBC, founded in 1971, what was that for?
They just hired a black boy from the head of you.
What was the original CBC founded for?
Tell me, I don't know.
Sir,
I don't even think he knows what a CBC is, friend.
Yeah, then he shouldn't be having this conversation then.
Isn't that some type of medicine or something?
Yeah, it's some medicine, man.
Okay, so anyways, it still doesn't negate anything that I said, so what you getting at me for?
Yeah, give him the information. Don't
No, it's not my
you
job
know.
to give anybody information. He came up here and made a definitive statement that black people just been sitting idly by doing nothing since Tulsa and other atrocities. He said that. So that means
That's what
that
I
he has.
said. I
So
said
that
when
means.
it was
So
happening,
excuse me, sir.
no one stepped up. No one
Okay,
united.
okay. So
No
again.
one did anything.
Okay.
No one fought
So
back. We accepted it.
right, right.
They did fight back. If you look at some of the pictures in the
Now he want to educate him, right? You heard what
Wall
he just
Street.
said.
If you look at some of the pictures, guess who they didn't mess with? Guess who they walked by? Those who had handguns in their and they had the children behind them and they had a shotgun in their hand. They didn't mess with them. Okay, if you look at some of the pictures, they messed with people who didn't have weapons. They walked by the homeowners who had weapons at their porch, holding their weapons in their hand. They didn't mess with them in Wall Street.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right.
But
So
what did they do for the people that was getting killed without guns?
No, you have to protect your family at that point.
And we got to protect our nation.
No, you know,
it's a nation thing.
At that point, you got hit.
Your children is a part of the nation. That's your neighbors.
They raided you.
That's your neighbors.
Now you got to protect your family. They raided them. They got raided. You can't go around.
We going to war now. It's wartime. We ain't no sitting back at home. We going to war. If you sit back to protect family only. That's why it is the way it is today. We're not thinking about our community. We're thinking about our own.
I know.
It's all about us, ourselves. My money, my daughter, my son. Your neighbor's son is just as black as yours. And when they're getting raided without guns, you're not going to help them? You're just going to sit there and let it happen. And, I got my people, though.
No, that's you, though. That's what you're promoting with your talking point. You don't even realize it.
We don't fight.
That's what you're promoting with your talking points. You don't even realize it. You don't even know the history. Black people have always stood in resistance against white supremacy. We're not going to sit here and act like our ancestors were just sitting on our hands.
Slavery already is allowed.
Garage fixing radiators. Niggas was out in the streets fighting white supremacy.
Slavery already was allowed.
Okay, what are we talking about? That's you, space guy.
You're not talking about me.
Space head.
My people was Haitian. Do your research on that.
If you
now I know about the Haitian Revolution, baby, and you are an embarrassment.
You seen what we did.
You're an embarrassment to Tucson. You are an embarrassment to Tucson. You are an embarrassment.
Old women fought. Old men fought. Everybody fought. Everybody jumped in and chimed in and fought that war. A lot of them died.
We talking about a national war. We talking about something internal. So you tell us what the Black Power movement was.
Internal. It started within at first.
Sir,
that's how it started.
Sir, what was the Black Power movement, sir?
It started within.
I asked you what the Black Power movement was, sir. You already proved you don't know what the CBC is. I'm hoping you know what this is.
That's what I said.
I didn't know. No. I said the Black Power. I didn't say Black Panthers. I said the Black Power movement, sir.
Liberation. What do you mean?
He's talking about individualism, but he don't know anything outside of Haitian history, which he's getting all wrong anyways. But you want to mention Tulsa and stuff and get bits and pieces about Black American history. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're an embarrassment to Haitian history.
I know what I'm talking about.
You want me to bring a Haitian in here that knows his history?
There's too many house niggas like y'all up in here.
It ain't you.
Too many of you house niggas running around.
You are an embarrassment to Haitian history.
I'm against it.
I am asking you, when did the Black Power movement start and who were they, is what I'm asking you.
Go moisturize that ashy head of yours. I've had enough.
All y'all want to do is read.
Okay, he just want to crash out.
Everyone calm down.
Smell stink. You know what I'm saying? With just odor
What stink?
all in the house.
That ass she had? What you talking about right now?
Come on, man. I ain't finna stoop to your level. You're nothing. You just
I'm
make
nothing.
insults.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, no.
Let's
Nothing. You are nothing, Jon Snow.
Anyone that makes insults to people for nothing that has
You
no real
insulted yourself coming up here
You
trying to have a
insulted
conversation,
yourself.
Goofy.
Oh, wow.
Don't know nothing
Some
about
people
the
don't
subject.
listen.
House slave.
I love to read. You mad
Let me
to
tell you.
about niggas that read?
I'm gonna say this though.
Literally
Space
said,
Four right about
all
some
y'all
of black
wanna
people
do
not
is
fighting
read.
back, but Space Four
Oh
there's a
my
lot of
God.
blacks that always fought, bro.
So why would you bring up the idiot
That's
that
in every
didn't?
nation, though, Kumba. So you don't
Yeah,
have to.
no, what I'm telling him is, he's saying we just standing idle. It's a lot of blacks that always fought, and there's a lot of blacks to this day that's fighting. Right
a lot of
now,
blacks
they
that
never
didn't
actually
fight.
stop
And that was
fighting.
the
They
biggest
still
problem.
fight. And
We had black people infiltrating our own entities. Black
We
people.
know
that's
that.
true. And that's in every
I don't care what
organization.
you know. I'm telling you what's going on.
It would
This is
take
the
a
problem.
black person to infiltrate a black organization, just like in the Ku Klux Klan. Think about the KKK. When the FBI infiltrated them, they used it their own
But if we
race.
was sitting around not doing nothing, what organization is there to even
But for you
infiltrate?
to say black men ain't black people haven't been fighting,
Cool,
now
you
we ain't
not
never stopped
so,
fighting.
bro.
We still
Calm.
war.
You're not even addressing what he
And
said.
there's different ways to fight a war. You got to remember that. If
If
you're thinking
we,
of only pew-pewing,
oh
there's
my
different
God.
ways that wars get fought, bro.
If we were sitting around doing nothing, why would there be black associations and institutions to even infiltrate in the first place?
This conversation
That
is
don't
the
make
fight.
sense, Space.
This conversation is the fight, brother.
Just a little bit, not enough.
This conversation is the fight.
Space. If black people were doing nothing, why did they have organizations that could even be infiltrated in the first place?
They were infiltrated by us.
I said, sir, you said we were doing nothing. Why did they have organizations?
Princess,
I just named the organization.
Sir,
That they
you
had,
not
why
understanding
no
the
one else
question.
helped
If
them.
we were doing
They
nothing,
got killed.
sir,
No one fought for them.
if
No
we
one
were
stepped
doing
up. That's what
nothing,
I'm saying.
why did we these
Where were you
organizations?
when this happened?
we're gonna go to Princess. Princess.
Hello. I mean, honestly.